You know, when I heard you were the wife of the hospital director, I didn't know what to think. But I guess I was just picturing someone a bit younger. You're really, really old, though. I mean, when I think of the wife of some handsome, rich, smart doctor, an old woman like you is certainly not the first thing that comes to mind. But I guess a woman of your age really wouldn't mind if I just stole a man like Harry away from you, right? After all, a grandma like you probably doesn't even remember how to make the most of a man like that. But don't worry, I'll be more than happy to take him off your hands since he's clearly too much for you.
Excuse me? Just who in the world is this and what are you talking about? How did you get my number? And how do you know about Harry?
How do I know about Harry, you ask? Well, the reason why I know Harry, the doctor that you're currently with, is because I am none other than his ex. Harry and I used to go out with each other when he was still at medical school, training to be the doctor that he is today. And when I heard that Harry had finally climbed all the way up the ranks to become a hospital director, I finally knew that I couldn't hold myself back any longer. I just had to reach out, and here we are now. That just about catches you up with everything that you need to know.
I see. So you and Harry used to go out when Harry was still at medical school, before he became the doctor that he is today. And when you heard that he had become the hospital director, you just felt like you had to reach out and contact me? That still doesn't explain why you even have my number in the first place, if you were only ever with Harry. So I'm going to ask you this one more time. Why do you have my cell phone number? And why are you contacting me about this?
Oh, I really don't think that you need to worry about that. Besides, an old woman like you probably wouldn't even understand any of the technical jargon anyways. But anyways, more important than how I got a hold of your cell number, I think I'd like to know more about you. I mean, what kind of person are you anyways? And what makes you think that you're good enough to be with the director of a hospital? I just want to know so that I can judge if you're really good enough to be with someone like Harry is all. So go ahead, tell me a little about yourself.
Hold on a second. Let me get this straight. You're not going to tell me how you got my phone number? Instead, you are going to take it upon yourself to try and find out enough details about my life so that you can judge if you think that I'm good enough to be with a hospital director? I'm sorry, but why in the world would I subject myself to something like that when I don't even know who you are or what you look like? I am not about to tell you my life story just because you come out of the blue acting as if I owe it to you or something like that.
Oh, come on. Are you really not going to tell me? That's not fair. I mean, what is there even to hide? Do you really think you're that special? You do know that I'm Harry's ex-girlfriend, don't you? Anything that you know about him, I probably know 10 times more. After all, him and I were very, very close when we were going out. You're just the girl that he married after dating me, so I just want to know what he thought so special about you, and why you think that you're good enough to be dating a man like him. Now hurry up and answer my questions.
So basically, you contacted me out of the blue because your ego couldn't stand the fact that Harry had moved on from his college crush. Do I have that right? I don't have any interest at all in playing this little game with you. I'm not in the mood to compete with someone like you, and I don't care about who Harry was with before me.
You really are such a bad actor, do you know that? I mean, do you think I don't know that you're saying all this because you know that you wouldn't be able to hold a candle next to me? You really don't deserve to be the wife of a hospital director after all, do you? Someone of that status deserves someone much stronger and able to keep themselves composed under pressure. And that someone clearly isn't you at all.
You can go ahead and say whatever it is that you like about it. It isn't going to change how I feel about any of this at all. Now, is that the only reason why you chose to reach out like this? Is there no other reason why you want to talk to me? Because if not, then I think we can end our conversation here.
You really are such a little faker, do you know that? I wonder if you even realize how fake you're actually being right now. One of Harry's exes shows up like this to reach out and catch up and make sure Harry is doing okay, and you act as if you've just seen a ghost or something. Did you know that I'm actually 5 years younger than Harry? You look like you'd be his grandma or something. You must just be scared because you realize that you'll never be able to compete against someone like me.
Vicky, I've already told you this once, but you can say all that you'd like to me. It still isn't going to change anything, and the sooner you understand that, the better. Now I'm going to ask you one more time. Is there anything else that you have to say to me, or are you and I done here?
Man, you really are totally pathetic. It really is just sad. I mean, to think that you're a grandma acting like this. But whatever. I guess I'll just come out and tell you straight up. I am going to be taking Harry back for myself.
Excuse me? And just what do you mean by that? You really think that you're going to just take Harry back from me? Is that it? What would even be the point of that? Do you have any idea about what you're talking about right now?
I don't need to hear it from you. You must have thought that when you married Harry, the hospital director, that you were going to have your life made for you, huh? Well, those days are over for you. You don't deserve to have that kind of life. But I do, and I'm going to do all I can to take back what's rightfully mine. I should have been with Harry, not you, and now I'm going to make things right. I'm going to have my dream life with my dream husband and never ever have to work a single day in my life. So, what do you think about that?
Literally, what are you even talking about? Are you threatening me? Is that what this is? Because if you think you're going to get away with this, I am not afraid at all to go to the police to get them involved if it means keeping you away from me.
Oh no, not the police. Whatever will I do? I wonder whose side the police is going to take. Some bitter old grandma or a sweet young innocent girl like me. Anyways, you've been warned, and I just want you to know that I always get what I want, and I won't let you stand in my way. Old woman or not, I'll bulldoze you over and bury you.
Okay, now that really does sound like a threat. Look, just please don't do anything to me or the hospital, okay? I really don't think that you realize what you're getting into at all, and you would save everyone a bunch of hurt and misery if you just forgot all about this.
Wow, you really must be having fun trying to play the strong, loyal wife, aren't you? But why bother? It's just us here. You don't have to act this way around me. Besides, like I said, your days with Harry are numbered. I was always his favorite girl. I know I've always been on his mind, and I'm going to prove it to you.
I really just don't get what you're even trying to do, though. And that's why I think you really don't know what you're talking about at all. So can you please just stop with all these ridiculous messages and threats and promises? Hello? Are you even reading this anymore? I really am asking you to please stop all of this before you cause some serious trouble, okay?
Hey there, Sandra. I was just wondering how your day went. How have you been and all that? I know it's getting late, and you're probably starting to feel lonely all by yourself at the house. But I just want you to know that whatever you need, I'll be there for you. Anything you want at all, I'll always be there by your side.
Oh, Harry. I'm okay. Just please don't worry about me, okay? You know that we've been over this before, but you really don't need to worry about me or even contact me anymore, okay? Just please leave me alone.
Oh, come on. You don't have to pretend like you don't like hearing from me. I'm just telling you that you'll always be able to count on me is all. I mean, I would think that you'd have gotten over your ex-husband already. I get that you might be nervous about reaching out and asking for help from those around you. But I want you to know that I'll always be here for you, and there's nothing to worry about at all. That's why I keep messaging you and reaching out.
Please don't talk about my husband. I know that I've asked you not to mention him to me many times now. Besides, I'm on my own now, and I'd like it to stay that way for a while. So please don't worry about me. Don't contact me. Don't presume about my mental health. Just please leave me alone.
Hey, I know that you're fine. Of course you are. But I'm just here to let you know that you can be fine and still ask others for help. You know that I'll always be there for you no matter what, right? You have to know that you always have a friend in me, and nothing is ever going to change that.
Please, just stop it already. How many times are you going to make me repeat myself? I know that you and my husband went to school together, and that you two might have been close friends in medical school. But I wasn't a part of that time of either of your lives, and I don't have anything to do with it now. So please, just stop trying to act like you and I have a reason to keep talking to each other.
So what if I haven't known you as long as Harry? I know that you really don't have anyone else that you can turn to for help, right? It's so clear to see that you're always putting on a smile for the people around you. But I can see right through that mask. And you know what I see underneath it? A woman who's been hurt but has the strength to move on if she can just reach her hand out.
I'm sorry, Harry, but if you think that's the kind of woman that I am, then you really don't know anything about me at all. Besides, when was the last time that we've even seen each other? I haven't seen you in forever.
I remember the last time that I went to go and see you. I brought you back a souvenir from one of my trips. Just the way I have every single time I'd taken another trip before then. You always tried to be so polite and say that I didn't have to go and do that. But you know that part of the reason why I insisted on doing it was because it meant that I would have another excuse to go and see you, right? And what about you? What have you been up to? Don't tell me that you've been avoiding me. I've gone over a couple times since the last time, and no one has answered the door. Did I do something to upset you? Because if I did, then you have to let me know. I don't think I'd be able to live with myself if I did as a man. So, please, tell me if you're upset with me for some reason.
Harry, please just stop this already. I mean it. Stop following me, stop watching me, stop stalking me. What part of that don't you get? I'm telling you that you're upsetting me, but you're not listening.
It's okay. I guess you just haven't noticed how good I could really be for you. But it's okay. You will one day, and I'll be here waiting for that day to come. And when it does, I'll be right here, ready to protect you and provide for you however you need me to.
The only thing I want you to do for me is to stop messaging me like this and pretending like you know everything or anything about me. You don't, and whenever you say things like this, it does nothing but creep me out. Do you understand?
Oh, okay. I think it's finally starting to click for me now. Basically, what you're really saying is that you're too shy to come to me when you're ready. Well, that's just fine. I know that these emotions can be difficult. But don't you worry about it. I am a complete gentleman, and I'll be there however you need me.
I might buy that you were a gentleman if you meant in the context of being totally out of the times and a pig-headed chauvinist. I am telling you my emotions. I am being open with you, and what I am telling you is to leave me alone. Just stop all of this.
I don't get it. I don't understand. You want me to stop telling you how much I care for you? You don't think I could ever really do that, do you? I mean, it's just texts. It's not like I'm doing anything real. And who cares if I want to be there for you to protect you and provide for you? Isn't that my choice to make? You don't have to be embarrassed to have someone who wants to be there for you so badly. So, please, let's just stop this game of cat and mouse and be honest with each other.
I really don't know how else to make this any more clear for you, Harry. I do not like you, and I don't want you to protect or provide for me. I don't even like the thought of you looking at me. In fact, I don't want anyone watching me as closely as you do, and I hate the feeling it gives me. So can you please just leave me alone?
But I just can't wrap my head around it. Are you not understanding what I'm trying to tell you? I want you to think of me as you would your late husband. I mean, we even have the same name. I thought that would make you want to be with me even more. Doesn't my name just make you feel safe and fill you with the emotion of being home and part of a family?
Please, just stop this already. Why won't you stop? Why don't you listen to what I've been trying to tell you this whole time? You might have the same first name as my husband. You somehow even have his last name too. But you aren't him, and you'll never be him. See you with his name, it doesn't make me want you. It doesn't make me want to see you in a good light. It just makes me miss my Harry, and that's it.
But I'm telling you that you can just think of me as your Harry. Don't you get that? Why isn't that clicking for you? I've been telling you this whole time that I'll happily be your new husband. Don't you get it? Your husband is dead. He died and left you behind, and there's just one man on this earth who cares about you as much, if not more than Harry did, and that's me.
Just stop it. Please stop talking about my husband like that. You have no idea what you're talking about at all. I know for a fact that my husband is watching me from up in heaven right now. And that's enough for me. That's the only way I want a husband right now. I don't need anyone in this world because I've always had my Harry looking out for me. So you can take your offer to try and replace my husband, which, by the way, is a horribly offensive thing to say, and shove it.
I guess I really just am not explaining myself right. How about this? Now that you're living on your own, you must be really worried about who is going to take care of you because you're a woman, right? I'm trying to say that I want to be the person who takes care of you. Do you understand? I'm saying that I want to help. Why don't you get that?
I get that they're perfectly fine, and I'm telling you that I don't need or want your help. You're the one who doesn't seem to understand what I'm telling you.
Well, you should know that it hurts me when you say things like that. But who am I kidding? I still like you too much to be pushed away. Besides, don't tell me you don't want a guy as handsome as I am, right?
Excuse me? Are you serious? You know, if you really have such a high opinion of yourself, then why don't you just go and be with another woman, huh?
Oh, don't worry about that. I am seeing other women. Plenty of them at that. But you're still the one I want. I've never had a woman turn me down as much as you have, and it makes me just want you all the more. Do you get it?
I don't get it at all. And if you're really going to put your desires over my own expressed feelings telling you to leave me alone, then it sounds like you need medical help.
Actually, if you really want to know, I'm with another woman in bed right now. Not only that, but I'm with an ex of mine who I actually really used to like. And I thought I might have been able to really like her until the day that I met you.
Why in the world do you think that I would want to know any of that at all? Not that it concerns me, so please just keep that kind of stuff to yourself.
Oh man, but you have no idea the kind of night I had last night. I met up with this ex of mine for the first time in a long time and, well, let's just say I don't think the neighbors were very fond of us the next day. Now I know that you're no spring chicken anymore, but I just want to assure you that I will rock your world if you'll have me. I can be gentle too, don't worry.
I literally think that I'm going to be sick. How dare you even send me those kind of texts in the same conversation where you're proposing to replace my husband?
Oh, come on. Gotta be a little jealous, right? I mean, can you really stand the thought of me being with another woman when you could have me right away?
I really don't care at all who you're with as long as it's not me. Now, I am very busy and very upset by this whole conversation, so please just leave me alone.
Hey there, Sandra. I've got some big news. It's finally the big day.
I was wondering when I was going to hear from you again. What is it this time? What do you want? Because unless it's an emergency, I really don't have time to be dealing with you. In fact, I'm of half a mind to block your number right now.
Oh, I don't know if you'd want to do that. Then you missed the big news that I have for you. My big news is that I stole your husband from you.
What in the world are you even talking about right now?
I'm talking about the fact that your husband got me pregnant. That means he'll have to leave you, and I'll be the wife of the hospital director now.
Sorry, my husband got you pregnant? I'm still not following.
I would have thought that a lady as old as you would know how kids are made. After all, it's the whole reason I'm messaging you now.
Yeah, no, I get that. I just really don't think that my husband would do that at all.
Well, it really shows what you know. I bet you're just in absolute shock right now. You don't even know what to say.
No, I mean, like, literally. It is physically impossible for my husband to have gotten you pregnant because he died 3 years ago.
Wait, what? What do you mean your husband died 3 years ago? Is that a euphemism or something?
No, it's nothing like that. Just a very, very sad story, really. Harry had finished his night shift at the hospital and was driving back home to me. He was on the highway when a drunk driver behind the whole of a large truck slammed into him and drove him into the wall, killing him.
Wait, what? No, that can't be right at all. Ugh, what is even your deal? Why would you say something like that? I am trying to share with you my big happy news, and you have to go and lie about something like that? What is the matter with you?
I'm not lying about anything at all. I'll have you know, I was asked to identify the body, and I have my husband's remains in an urn in my home. I really don't like to talk about this topic, though, so if you could be understanding and just accept this.
But this still doesn't make any sense. I mean, if your husband is dead, then who is the man that I've been seeing? Who is the man that I slept with?
Yeah, those like some questions you might want to try working on yourself. But all I know is that it wasn't my husband, and this has nothing to do with me at all.
But then, I don't get it. What's all this about? None of this makes any sense at all.
Let me try and take a stab at what happened. You are a lady with a penchant for stealing rich husbands from their wives. You met a man with the same name as my husband, even though my real husband has been dead for years, and mistook him as such. Then you let him get you pregnant because you thought that that would be what it took for you to break apart my marriage. Is that about right?
I don't know what to say. I've been tricked. How did this happen? But whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm pregnant now, and this man, whoever he is, can't run away and his money will all be mine.
Yeah, I really don't think that you should be so overconfident about that either. I mean, how did you two even meet to begin with?
Who cares how we met when this man has done nothing to make me suspicious at all? He told me that he comes from a very rich family. Besides, I already told you that I met Harry when he was still a student at medical school. You know all this, and you know that I told you what I was doing to take him back. I thought that he had married you and become the head of the hospital, though.
Right. You were with someone who happens to have the same first and last name as my late husband.
How can that be, though? How can there be two Harry Smiths who became doctors at the same time?
Well, for one, it's just a very common name. But it is true that my husband, Harry Smith, used to tell me about an old classmate of his who had the exact same name.
So then you're telling me that there are really two Harry Smiths? There's the guy that I'm with, and then there's your late husband?
It sure seems to be the case, doesn't it? But you should also know that your Harry has been a stalker of mine ever since my Harry passed on. I've tried everything to get rid of him, but it seems like you've done it for me now.
Wait, what? What do you mean that I've done it for you? What's going to happen now?
I don't really know. And since it's business between you and your Harry, I also don't really care, to be honest. You thought you were with my husband, but you're not. You're with no one that concerns me at all. Though, you should know that it was my husband who became the hospital director. Last I heard, your Harry was unemployed.
Actually, now that you mention it, Harry was unemployed when we were dating too. I can't believe that I really mixed up your husband and my ex-boyfriend. What are the odds of something like this happening?
Honestly, probably not that you're an idiot who remembers what their boyfriend looked like. I mean, did you even bother going online to make sure that your Harry was who he said he was? Or did you really think there could only have been one Harry Smith in the world, and that it must have been your ex-boyfriend?
I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking now. But it really doesn't matter, does it? Besides, my Harry told me that he was your husband.
Well, he's a liar, I'm sorry to say, but it comes with the territory of being a stalker. I don't have an ounce of feeling for that man at all. In fact, I'm pretty sure that I just told you he gives me the creeps, and I hate it whenever he tries to reach out to me. And yet, no matter how many times I turn him down, he doesn't seem to get the message.
But then, why would he even want to be with me if he's obsessed with you?
He actually told me that he thought getting together with another woman would make me jealous. So I guess that he just used you. And that's gotta hurt, huh?
So then, I was nothing but a pawn in a game for a guy who I wouldn't have even wanted to get together with in the first place?
Yeah, and now you're pregnant with this kid too. It sounds to me like you've really gotten yourself into quite the pickle there. But as long as you being pregnant with this creep's kid means that I never have to deal with either of you, that works just fine for me. So good luck to the both of you. It sounds like you deserve each other more than you think. After that, Vicky continued to harass me, begging for help and asking what she could do to try and get rid of Harry. I told her that it wasn't any of my business what the two of them did with their lives now, and I blocked her number. Meanwhile, I had been working slowly to compile evidence that Harry had been stalking me. I had finally convinced some neighbors to testify about seeing him around my house. I also used Vicky's messages as evidence and was able to get restraining orders placed against both Harry and Vicky. They did nothing but cause me harm and annoy me. I knew that Harry would never leave me alone by himself, but now that he's taken care of, I really do feel like a weight has been taken off of my shoulders. And the best part is that I really didn't even have to lift a finger for all these problems to solve themselves. I didn't ask for any of these problems either though, so I suppose it's only fair to me. I know that Harry is still looking down on me. Maybe it was him who pushed the pieces just where they needed to be for things to turn out like this with Vicky and Harry. I just hope that he had a good laugh while doing it, because I know we're going to be laughing about it when I finally do see him. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.